for the support of Reverend Jesse Jackson. As Steve Dunlop reports, both Jackson supporters and independent experts agree that the winner will need Jackson's backing and his votes if he hopes to capture the White House.
20 years ago, blacks did not have the right to vote. Latinos did not have the right to vote. Women felt they had very little for which to vote 20 years ago. Yet when we go to San Francisco, the convention will be 50% female, 30% black, Latino, and Asian.
When he goes to the convention, says Jesse Jackson, we expect to fight for party justice. That precedes party unity. No one doubts that Jackson has brought large numbers of new voters, mostly black, into the political process. But will they be heard?
Unless they deal with that enthusiasm, the Democrats are going to have a difficult time in the general election in November.
And that would mean?
It would mean, in my opinion, unless they harness that enthusiasm, we are likely to have Ronald Reagan reelected.
And it is not just Jackson's backers who feel that way.
Unless Mondale gets a very heavy black turnout and a very high proportion of black votes in the big cities, he can forget this election.
Roger Seasonwine, pollster and political consultant.
There's a very large body of Democrats, and indeed of Republicans too, who regard the most competent Democrat as Jesse Jackson. And when I say it's a significant body of opinion, I don't mean it's a majority, but I mean it's significantly more than his 20 to 25% share of the vote. In other words, there are a lot of white people who did not vote for Jesse Jackson, but who believe he's the most competent man, and who, frankly, while they might not say it or admit it to my pollsters, they would have voted for Jackson had he been white, and their image of blacks is changing dramatically.
Seasonwine thinks the Jackson challenge might be good for the Democrats. He can help give the party a more specific platform and a sharper image and focus. If he can come to terms with the Democratic leadership on issues like the delegate selection process, his role will then be to bring out blacks in large numbers on Election Day. But even for Jackson, it's a tall order. In the closing days of the campaign, Jesse Jackson told one reporter, "We have already won." Jackson knows he has votes that Walter Mondale may need. The question is, can Jackson get his supporters as excited about somebody else as they are about him? Steve Dunlop, Channel 5 News.
All right, Mr. Mondale, the winner, and the winner on paper anyway, flew into New York tonight, into LaGuardia. He's going to take a vacation in the Hamptons. Steve Powers is with him right now at LaGuardia. Steve?
Mondale has just arrived here at Kennedy Airport from St. Paul. He's going to go from here on vacation. But right now, he's acting like a candidate who has just won the nomination.
I feel very good about it.
Senator, what I'd like to know is Senator Hart is saying that it's going into overtime, that you have not got this thing wrapped up.
I think every independent survey of delegates agrees with ours that we have more than enough delegates for nomination. We have a lead of over 800 delegates now, committed delegates. There are many more that will be coming to our cause over the next couple of weeks. I think it's clear that I am the nominee. Now we ought to get started with the process of unifying the party, having a solid convention that reassures the American people that we're ready for government again, and begin the debate with Mr. Reagan.
He's calling for a fight on the floor of the convention next month. How are you going to blunt that?
Well, let's wait till a little while. In other words, I'm very confident that this will work out.
You look relaxed, too, I'll tell you.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm very tired. We've had a long, hard several months, actually, and we need a little time off. All of us do. We need a couple of good nights' sleep, and then I'll start answering your questions.
How about you, Mrs. Mondale?
I'm just fine. I'm going to see my husband for more than 1 second.
I thank you both. There it is, Walter Mondale, as you can see, extremely confident, now heading for a vacation. He's going over to the Hamptons, where he should stay for about a week. As campaign people say, this is the first vacation in a year and a half. And as you can see, he feels he has it wrapped up, and he's acting that way. Steve Powers from LaGuardia Airport. Back to you, John.
All right, thank you, Steve Barber.